Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you quick with a video today, and we've got IXO America, IXO model cars. I just picked up a couple of things. Saw that these hit, I think Super Mini Wheels had them. That's what I got them from. But we've got two IndyCars to look at, and then we've got one of their big rig trucks. So kind of exciting. IXO hasn't really like fully fledged hit the US yet, but or IXO America rather, but they have started releasing these Indy cars, so kind of cool. NTT IndyCar series, these are licensed models. This is a licensed model as well. We're going to take a look at the Indy cars first. This is likely 1/64 scale, kind of more of what we're going to see for packaging in the US. I don't know where these are going to actually show up. I think mostly, it just says distributed by IXO America. My guess is these are going to mostly show up at hobby dealers. I don't know that they're going to ever hit like big box retailers, although who knows, no idea. Copyright date is 2025, so these are very fresh. The first one we got is Graham Rahal. I don't follow IndyCar, admittedly, so I'm not going to really be able to know much about it. It does tell you some stuff here on the back of the car. He was an avid Ohio State football fan. Hometown is Columbus, Ohio. Was born January 4th, 1989. Younger than me. Let's go ahead and open it. I suppose by now, like any IndyCar driver is probably younger than me. We'll see. All right, there's a bunch of these out, and I essentially picked them for livery more than anything else. This was a mobile livery, so I decided to pick this one up. So let's take a look around the car. The base is plastic. This definitely feels plastic. Touched it to my nose. Maybe it's not plastic. It's a very hard plastic if it's plastic. Most of the time I can tell, and some of the times I cannot. Usually if it's got like a really sharp edge, it's plastic and not metal. And this feels plastic, I think. The wing in the front is kind of a rubberish material. Wing in the back feels okay. I think it's got to be plastic based on just how light it is, and it doesn't feel cold, and it should feel cold down here if it wasn't plastic. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's plastic. Yeah, it's got to be. The way this is molded, it's got to be plastic. All right. Anyway, looking pretty decent. Looks like we got rubber tires. The actual body of the car is metal. We got little side mirrors there. No driver in there. Appears we got a good amount of detail. Pretty good Indy car. Indy cars are cool. They're just not quite as cool looking, I don't think, as Formula One cars. But they are kind of neat. We get a box with this, and I'm either going to really like this or really be annoyed with it. And news, I really like it. Why? Because we have a built-in storage solution for the vehicle. I love that. And you can put it like that, and you can put it in the box. This box is about the exact same size as a Mini GT or Tarmac Works Global 64. And IXO, if you're not like super familiar with IXO, they've made castings for other diecast brands in the past, and or in the present even, including like, let's just say Tarmac Works. So Tarmac Works, they've made some toolings that Tarmac Works has used, and they've made toolings for other diecast companies, I believe, as well. So IXO, kind of prolific, has been prolific in a while. Just really hasn't been really much in the US in 1/64 scale, but they're going to try to break into it, and that's going to get interesting because they do have some cool stuff. They definitely have some cool stuff. Does this qualify as cool? I say so. I'd say this qualifies as cool. It's something new and exciting in the diecast world here in the U.S. And the fact that these are mainly going to be distributed in the U.S., I think is going to be pretty neat. But there you go. There's our first one. The next one is Santino Ferrucci. Colette Petitucci. Longmont Potion Castle reference for you. That's a real obscure one. Woodbury, Connecticut is where he's from. AJ Foyt Racing. I got this one because it's got like a U.S. flag kind of thing going on. And it also has a different design for the like wing and the front splitter spoiler splitter thing. The only thing, is this supposed to be like upturned like this? Come up an arrow, or is this supposed to be down? Like flat with the road? I don't know. Honda powered. This one's got Chevy on it. This one rolls a lot better than the other one. It's similar design. I might get more of these. I don't know. This is plastic though, I think. Yeah, it's definitely plastic. I can bend it. And it bends back. It's Rubbermaid. Pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking indeed. I like this. I think it's neat. Again, I don't really follow IndyCar. Maybe I should start. But I like race cars. I like race cars and diecast representations of them. So I had to at least get some examples of these. Now they've got almost, I think, the whole starting grid of these. So if you want every single one, you can go for it and do it. But I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. Pretty nifty. All right, we'll set those aside, and then let's get into what I would consider really the main event of this video, and that's going to be this bad boy right here. So this is USA edition, IXO Models USA. We got GM licensing. This is the GMC General 1980 semi-truck. Big rig. So we got a cellophane thing around the packaging there. We'll take that off, and then we'll open up the box, and of course we get an acrylic case. I think IXO has been making these trucks for a while. These are not cheap, but aren't terribly expensive either, depending on what we get for detail here, which could get interesting. Let's see. All right. The acrylic case is taped, so we got to peel that off. Probably should have just cut it. We only really need to peel it off on one side, and then we can open it like that. That's plastic. That's metal. See, most of the time I can feel it. I don't have to like touch it to my nose or anything. It's when it's painted black sometimes. If it's metal and it's painted black, I get confused, and I think it might be a plastic piece when it's not. But for some reason, that's plastic. That's metal. Lots of little details on this. Probably going to be quite fragile. Let's go ahead and unscrew it. We got two big Phillips head screws. Oh, and there. Oh, shoot. I just broke this thing already, I think. You got to be careful, and I was not careful enough. First of all, oh my God, you need a full-size screwdriver. They really torqued that down, and I just, like, bent a mud flap, and I think I broke it. Look at how big the screw is, though. You got big rig screws on this thing. I do want to get it off of the base, and I'm going to have to get a different screwdriver, so hold tight. All right, so 10 out of 10, you really got to be careful with these. The screws are ridiculous, and they were really torqued down. I got the other one out using a full-size screwdriver, so it came out pretty easy when I used the right tool, so I will give it that. They do roll. I did I break a mug flap, or is that actually, what did I do? Oh yeah, I kind of, so I don't want to touch that any more than I have to because it's going to be really easy to fix right now because it's not completely broken off. So I can just throw a little dab of glue in there, and no one will be the wiser that that has been repaired. Not that I'm trying to pull it over on anybody, but just to let you know, I will have to glue this thing now because I did it, my fault. So kind of plastic pieces you got to be really careful of. The frame on the bottom of this is metal. The sleeper cab is plastic. I don't really like that that's plastic. I really kind of hate, honestly, that that's plastic. The body is metal. So detail-wise, I mean, it looks really good. It just feels very, very fragile. And when something feels very, very fragile, it kind of has a feeling of that it's cheap. And these aren't cheap. And I'm not saying they are cheap. I'm just saying clearly not a toy. And that's fine. Clearly just for display. And if you are going to display them, please be careful taking them off of the base because one false move and you'll break a piece. So, and that's just going to happen with these. And the mud flap on the back was the one that got it for me, and it just, they feel very, very, very fragile. So, IXO models, I mean, they make some great models. They definitely do. They make some really good castings for some other companies, and they've made some good stuff for themselves. I am excited to see another option here in the U.S. I think that's cool. These big rig trucks, though, I don't think I'm going to get very many of them. I think I just wanted one. I really wanted one just to have an example of what it was and to feel the quality of it. And it just feels like just very, very flimsy. And that is kind of what you get when you get a lot of detail, though, right? Lots of detail equals kind of some flimsiness. I do wish definitely that this sleeper was metal, though. I think that would be way better if it was metal. Like the window doesn't even, I don't know. It just would be way better if it was metal. The back of this, oh, okay, well, that's not broken, by the way. That just comes off. I don't like that either. Wish it was actually in there permanently, and also that it was made of a metal material. Granted, that would make these things a lot more expensive, because I guess in the grand scheme of things, for a large size vehicle like this, these really aren't very pricey. I think I got that, and I can't even get that put back in. And is it because I actually did break it? I can't tell. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't know. It doesn't want to, it's like the little pegs that hold it in are not there. Yeah, well, I guess we know now. Did I break? Oh yeah, totally did. I broke out the one peg on the side right here, and all I did was barely articulate it. So these things are easy to break, very much so. Is it going that way, or was it the other way? I don't know. I'm not a truck driver. Imagine it goes on that way. Anyway, there you go. So, what's the verdict? My verdict's still out, right? We're going to wait till we get some more cars from IXO. I like these. I think these are very cool. I'm not going to get a full starting grid of them. The trucks are pretty cool. It's just they're extremely fragile. More fragile than I'm used to in diecast. And I have some pretty fragile diecast, but that really takes the cake for feeling as flimsy as possible. And that's not necessarily a knock. I know they have to do that to keep it detailed and looking, as detailed as possible. So I understand the fragility. However, it's not my bag. That's why I want, like Mini GT, right? I like detailed diecast, but yet Mini GT is like my favorite brand when it comes to some detailed diecast. Why is that? And Auto World's one of my favorite brands too. They don't have as much detail as some other brands, but what they do have is they're sturdy. And I don't feel like I'm going to break them every time I touch them. And that, to me, is worth something. So yeah, this is just like very brittle and whatever, very, very easily breakable feeling. These don't quite feel as breakable, but you know, I'm sure if I tried hard enough, I could do it. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Of course, very interested in your opinion on these. And again, thank you very, very much. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.